What's going on, everybody? What's up? What's up? Rising Andre Kong Quentin, what's up, y'all? Sorry, no webcam today. Actually, probably going to be no webcam for the next week because we've got like record-breaking temperatures hitting the Pacific Northwest right now, and I don't have no AC, y'all. So I am sitting here sweating my ass off. Oswarlin, what's up? Elijah, how you doing? Anyway, gonna do a little farming of some of those bonus waves. Gonna do some boss fights. We are gonna be using the ridiculously OP Dryad today, and taking advantage of some of the Dryad's wisps, which are kind of redonkulous right now. They've got some kind of mystery thing going on with them. And, I mean, they're pretty good by themselves. Let's get them over closer to an actual Rift enemy, since we're going to be fighting Rift enemies here. They're pretty crazy good just by themselves, but they're kind of broken. They've got... they got some kind of damage stacking thing going on. Every time they get a kill, their damage goes up. So, like, by the end of the map, by the time you get the boss fights, they're just obliterating things. What's going on there, Shade of the Past? Sword Pop? Kind of a little bit of a noob, not really, but how do you get the Warden? This is on the test server, Sword Pop. Someone posted a screenshot of like 170 million wisps. Yeah, it was probably Aramir. He just posted one up a minute ago that were crazy good. You can access the test server, Sword Pop, if you want to play around with the Warden. If you're just starting the game, though, I would suggest just waiting for it. Get your live profile, because none of this that we're playing here will be saved. But if you look on my channel, there's a video called How to Access the Ptr. And that is how you get into it. If you do want to just pop in and check her out. I would suggest popping in to the PTR build and checking her out and for at least like a half an hour and doing the survey, because there is a cosmetic that's going to unlock. It's a reward for testing. It's not shown here yet. Actually, something's up with the Warden. I can look on the monk. You can't see it yet, but like you see these demon wings I got here on the monk. It's a wing like that, except it's called the eagle's wings. It's these right here, which if you select them, it doesn't actually show. So we don't know what they look like yet. Well, actually we do, because they did post a screenshot of them on the forums. But yeah, anyway, let's hop on in and get some matches going here. Why don't we try? I haven't tried a scuffed Demon Lord run yet. So what we're doing here, there's bonus waves are being added in this next episode 1 update. And what a bonus wave is it allows you to do any map in the game and get an additional wave on top of what's already there. That is the strongest boss that you have completed. Now, the strongest boss in the game is going to be on the keep right here. The boss isn't in the game yet, but they are giving us credit for the boss and letting us do the bonus waves anyway, even though the boss isn't there yet, as long as you've completed the keep. So let's go into Demon Lord. We're going to take our bonus wave here, and we're going to go up to Lycan King, which is the boss from the keep. We're going to start it at wave 23. Now, wave 23 to 25 is going to be just like normal Demon Lord, but then there's going to be a 26th wave that is at the Lycan King difficulty, which also means it's going to be dropping Lycan King quality loot. So, pretty good stuff right there. Well, let's see. How do we want to do it? I'm assuming the Demon Lord is just going to pop. But let's get some R's in. We'll go with an electric and an ensnare just to get a little AoE damage and a little crowd control out there. And then I think we'll put our wisps right across this area here, maybe. That way we can just use one buff beam on the whole enchilada here. And now we're going to want as many wisps as we can. These things look super cool. I know that they're going to get nerfed because they're broken OP right now. But man, I really, really hope that they keep some viability because they are pretty good. And they're fun. And that's, you know, of course the main thing is fun. And let's see how many of these wisp dens we can get put down here along this buff beam. Actually, I might want to throw some gas traps in too, just for good measure. Gas traps, I mean, add more CC. It's a tower defense game, right? So CC is part of the deal. Never enough CC. And I think if I keep 9 DU... Actually, that's going to give me 1 DU left over right there. So let's go with a gas trap, say, here. 1 here. And 1 here. And you guys are going to see these wisps are going to go absolutely crazy. Now, what I can do, let's throw a reflect beam up here just to give us a little bit of backside protection. That way we can watch these wisps really in their full glory here. So we're going to play actively on the Dryad, or pardon me, on the Warden. Let's throw all of our upgrades in. Yeah, but what's happening, like I said, what's happening is every time they get a kill, so each wisp den is independent of itself, of the others, but every time they get a kill, the damage on it is going to go up. So, I mean, obviously that's not intended, but it's super cool to watch. There's no doubt there. And you see the wisps just going all over the map, too. And you're going to see the damage of them starting to go up. Like, it looked like it was starting at, like, 1.8 million, and then there was a 3 million tick. There's a 4 million tick. There's another 4 and a 3 million tick. So, yeah, they're just going up and up and up. There was a 6 million. There was an 8 million. Another thing that would be interesting to try out, now the damage on it is really, really low, but you see the damage on the sirens there. Well, sirens aren't supposed to be damaged by defenses. However, they are being damaged by the Roots of Purity, the Warden's tree. So it makes you wonder, even though the damage is like just complete tickle damage, it's just nothing. If you stacked enough of them, would it actually do anything? You know, that's the big curiosity right now. But we're just going to keep going corrupt wherever we can here. Now, this is a beta test. There's no saving. It's a bugged, imbalanced version of the game. So it's for testing purposes only. There's no saving over. You get rewarded with that cosmetic reward for participating. It's like a participation award. But nothing is saved. Like I said, full on, it's a busted, broken test build. You know? Ooh, it looks like I may have ought to put that reflect over on that root. In fact, I'm going to move it after this wave. I mean, no game is going to hand you a broken version of the game that's completely imbalanced and say, hey, test this for us if you want, and then let you keep the progress. That's just not a reality in any game. So, I mean, this is a good move, you know, in allowing me to stream it. I'm more encouraged to play it. So, like, I've put probably 100 hours at least. What's going on there, Pampas? Brasco, thank you so much for subscribing. I do appreciate it. I mean, I'm motivated to play on it more just because I can do it while I'm streaming, you know? So, I mean, good move on Chromatic's part. They're getting lots and lots of free hours of testing and lots of feedback on the new stuff that's coming. No, it is a testing server, Nico. It is not out yet. For those of you that follow my channel, you know I've been posting videos about it, but it's a PTR testing. PTR stands for Public Test Realm. So it's a separate save file. You do get to use your current save file, but it's a separate save file. Let's see, let's go something like this to try to protect that that root. Now, of course, I don't have any protection, but that's all right. All right, we gotta have a lot of mana land, right? Yeah, the Warden will be free. All of the episode content is free. So there's 4 new maps and 2 new heroes coming with every episode. Episode 1, we don't have a launch date for yet, but figure since it's in testing right now, public testing, it'll probably be a month. And then it'll be free. And then how Chromatic is going to keep the lights turned on and support their company is there will be a cosmetic only thing that's offered that you can pay for if you want to support the company. All right. Let's see. Go corrupt right away and get these mobs burned out here. The run animation's not bad. The key with the Warden is you got to get run speed. There's the run speed, your natural run speed, which previously in the game is your agility score. It caps at 100. That agility stat is going away, and your run speed will now cap out based off of the level you're playing. But if you get accessories with run speed on them, it makes a huge difference because you go up above the cap, which previously you weren't able to go above the cap. Like the monk straight up is like, you know, the monk pops his boost, which is a speed buff as well, and it's like Usain Bolt running around. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's so fast, it's hard to even control. So, I mean, there's fun stuff coming. There's zero doubt there. And go corrupt again, get the second half of this. You see those 26, 28 million pops going off now? Oh, Wisp build broken OP. McGigo. Zero doubts there. Completely broken OP. Remember, this is a wave 23 start. If I would have started this at wave 15, that Wisp damage would keep compounding and compounding and compounding. And when you get to the boss, like the boss won't even spawn. It'll pop up and poof, just insta-gone. Which it's going to burn pretty quick just with the wave 23 start here. But yeah, if I started at wave 20 or wave 15 or something, in fact, I'll probably do that before they fix it. I'm assuming it will be updated early next week. Yeah, it's a test. So it's a separate save file. Nothing is saved. All this info is on my channel already, y'all. There's no date yet, but it'll probably be about a month-ish there, Xeno. Oh, they are way better than a DST. One Wisp is like mini DSTs. Games don't let you play broken versions of their game and keep the progress, y'all. I mean, you gotta... I understand a lot of people don't have time, and if you don't have time, then don't do it. You know, it's that easy. Because you're not being rewarded for your time at all. I mean, you're having fun, that's your reward, and you're going to get a cosmetic reward for participating. But as far as I know, the participation reward, those wings, only requires 30 minutes of play and doing the survey. Let's going on there, Doug? How you doing? So if you play for 30 minutes and you do the survey, you're going to get the participation reward. Builder pets aren't in the game yet in the build, so the giraffe is a good stat stick, and that's why I'm using it, just for the extra health. It's the same game in the regards of all the enemies will one-shot you. So the giraffe is a good stat stick. Obi-Wan Kenobi, what's going on? Now, the regular Wave 25 Demon Lord is just going to pop. I'm curious to see how the bonus Wave Demon Lord holds up, because the bonus Wave Demon Lord is going to have many, many billions of health. There's a survey right in-game. PTR feedback survey. If you hit the escape menu and then click that, it will open up a browser window and take you to the survey. So if you play the game for at least 30 minutes and you do the survey, you're going to be rewarded with those eagle's wings. And it's important for people to do it. Anybody that plays it, make sure you do the survey, because that's the feedback, you know? If we don't tell Chromatic what we want to see as players, then they don't know what to give us, and they're just guessing. And they always guess wrong. So don't make them guess, y'all. Tell them what we want to see. If there's something that you like or something you dislike, you got to let them know, you know? And that's where that survey comes in. You killed a Lycan King mech boss in under 5 seconds. Are you doing Wave 23 starts, Aramir? This is the Warden. This is the reimagined Dryad, Obi-Wan. I haven't, or I've done the Throne Room. I didn't get a 5-second kill, though. It took like at least 10. Yeah, it's completely bugged. Completely broken and bugged. It'll probably be fixed early next week. So if you're in the PTR, have fun with it this weekend, because it's going away. I mean, you know it's going away. They're not going to leave something like this in the game. It's completely broken, you know? All right, 30 seconds till the boss. Let's see how he does. See how Mr. Demon Lord fares against the mighty Wisp-aliciousness. Wisp-aliciousness. Add that to the juicy glossary of terms, y'all. It is now a thing. Well, yeah, I mean, he survives less than this timer without the broken wisps, so... Oh my god. His bar barely popped up. No, that's a Switch thing. They addressed that right when they announced the Dryad. There's 3 wisps there, so the animation shows 3, but they attack as 1. So there's only 1 damage number for each wisp den going out. So yeah. That's to keep the game running. Or, yeah, to keep the game running on the Switch, basically. And now we are in the bonus wave. So basically, we'll go through a Wave 26 here. What's going on, Nagiri? How you doing? We'll go through a Wave 26, and the Wave 26 is going to give us a higher difficulty boss, since we're playing the bonus wave. As fast as that Demon Lord went down, I imagine this Demon Lord is going to get his ass handed to him too. I actually hope that they adjust the Dryad's movement speed up from the seed buff. It seems really small right now. I mean, if you stack it with accessories, of course you're going to get more of a benefit, but it seems super duper small at the moment. And throw an upgrade on that and that. Might as well get this one too, huh? Kind of want to save my corrupt for him. Nah, there's not a limit on enemies. They never said there was going to be a limit on enemies. In fact, if they put a limit on enemies, everyone is going to fucking scream. Because that's what ruined bees in DD2. If they ruin the wisp like they ruined the bees in DD2, people are going to go apeshit. And I'm going to be leading the charge, torch in hand, burning of all the witches. So, if any chromies are watching, do not do that shit or expect to get yelled at. Period. You ruined them in DD2, don't ruin them in DDA2. Please. I'm gonna cry like a little baby that wants a ice cream. And mama says no. I'm gonna cry just like that. They getting it though. They are getting it. I'm gonna save my corrupt for well, you don't know. There's a bug too with obviously you see the wave 25 boss health up there. So we don't know you know, we don't know how many enemies are left. Which, you know, I mean that kind of stinks. Go ahead and pop one more corrupt just to get these packs burned out a little quicker. I like the wisps zooming around the map and doing their thing. I definitely dig that. I think it's pretty cool. All right, here we go. Jack Reviews TV, thank you so much for subscribing. Appreciate it. There shouldn't be a wisp enemy. No, they didn't say that there was a wisp enemy, a limit. They said that there was 3 wisps, yet they attack as 1. I mean, unless I completely missed it, which is possible, but if they add a limit on the enemies to the wisps, oh my god. Good lord. That was just, like, not even fair. You poor, poor demon lord. I don't know, did you guys even see his health? His health was like 3 billion plus. Holy shitballs. That's just crazy. Well, let's see what we got laying around here. Actually, it'll be easier to auto-collect it, huh? We got a hippogriff. Boo, boo, boo on the hippogriff. Looks like the loot was all junk, but good lord, man. That is an ass whooping. They still need work on this whole tooltip on the ground thing. It's like impossible to get something targeted. Those are the plagued versions. I don't see the fusion ones. They're probably up in the Demon Lord's body or something. Ah, it's a decent militia cow right there. It's not record breaking, but that's usable. Is a usable item. We got a kitty cat. No vitality equals not going to be using you, Mr. Kitty Cat. Let's take a look. See what we got here. Trash tier. Ooh. Ooh, we got another trans accessory. Who do I want it on now? I mean, I'm not going to be playing the Wisp or the Dryad or Warden. after they fix her actively, I wouldn't think. So maybe I'll just save that for now. I don't know where I want it to go. Or, you know, I could have just equipped it. Let me just equip it. We'll go into Wisp Power. See, you want to get the higher quality accessories. It's about the passive rolls now. For those of you that played DD2 a long time, you remember in the Nightmare days, which many would say are the best time in the game. Or the Monk, Aramir. Keep that hero boost going with that mana regen. During the early days of DD2, you would farm gear looking for passives, and that's these blue numbers. Well, a Transcendent, you see, has 2 passives. Like, this legendary item only has 1. Looks like I need to get me a different weapon. I actually have a weapon to use. Inspired Assault, Inspired Assault. They're all Inspired Assault, huh? That's staves. I don't know, let me just clear out some of this junk. I've got a good pole arm. This is the one, Enraging Spores. I want to use that. Now, what does Enraging Spores do again? Let's see here. Mushroom Circle has a 50% chance to enrage enemies. Effect persists for 10 seconds after Mushroom Circle ends. I mean, that seems pretty good, right? But that's a set bonus. It's an additional set bonus. So I would need a Whetstone to go along with it. That is of the correct set. Let me see. Do I even have one? Inspired Assault, Ethereum Champion. It doesn't look like I even have one. I mean, we'll get one. We'll get one here today, but I might as well use something with a little bit more stats on it, right? Let's just use that, even though it's not part of a set, just for the stat stick. The LT nerf is enormous. Not worth using anymore until they fix it. Nerfed into ground. It's basically brought back down to where it is on the live game. And on the live game, it's just not good, you know? I mean, it's usable if you deck it out, but it's not good. It's not like a great thing by any means. Go ahead and get rid of that one. We don't need that. Just clear out everything that's not immediately usable. Don't need a lot of this stuff. All right, let's try the goblin back. Get a little throne room going. Lichen King, difficulty bonus wave, of course. Wave 23 start. I mean, I think with the feedback they've gotten that they will revisit LT's site. But right now they're definitely poo. Poo, poo, poo. Your throne room didn't work yesterday? Well, I mean, we'll try it right now. I haven't tried it. I think I've only done it once with the broken wisps. You gotta remember, you still gotta get your CC in there, right? So even though wisps are completely broken, you don't want to just spam wisps. If you don't get your CC in there, you're gonna have troubles. So like what I plan on doing here is I'm gonna go with a buff beam all the way across the world here. Or I could go with just 2 aura stacks and put the buff beam up here. Let's actually do that. Let's do that instead. That way I only need 1 buff beam. Jameson, thank you so much. Appreciate the sub, man. Welcome to the channel. Let's go like this instead, and then we only need 1 buff beam, which of course means more wisps. I do want to get some gas traps in though, just because. We'll put 1 right here. We'll get 1 there. Well, you gotta remember too, DD2 was not designed by actual game developers. DD2 was created with the creative direction of an investment company. It was a company called Insight Venture Capital, and they were in control of creative decisions in DD2. So I think Chromatic probably learned, or the employees at Chromatic probably learned a very valuable lesson from having their nuts cut off in that regard. So even though it was a lot of the same people between the old Trendy and the new Chromatic, they're in charge of their own creative decisions. That's a lot of wisps, huh? One more. There we go. Add melee booms for Wisp there, Dukin. I like where you're going, man. I like where you're going. That would be crazy, huh? What have you been up to, Dukin? Long time no see, man. Give us the melee boom. The pre-nerf melee boom, for God's sakes. You would think that they will eventually add passives in for defenses, right? I mean, why would you not? As long as they don't do it like the whole shard and mod thing, like DD2. But, I mean, if you got passives for active heroes, why would you not have passives for your defenses? I mean, there are passives for the defenses, but they're just raw stats right now. They said more is coming. Well, just it's how the problem was how it was being affected by speed. And of course, the apprentice buff is straight speed. But the problem is it's back down to the live game. So you got a defense that no one will use except for memes on the live game. And you made it the same way in the test build. So, I mean, it needs another visit. Lots of defenses do this. The poor Squire. I mean, for people that like building with Squire defenses, go play DD1. Because that's the only place they're going to be viable. They're shit in DD2 and they're shit in DDA. I mean, what more can you say, right? I love those glorious DD1 harpoons, man. We know that those will never be a thing. The Wisps are just getting it around the map. I wondered if you need reflect beams in. Maybe I should have left. Cannons were really good super early. Like in the Nightmare days. Actually, before the Nightmare days even. Well, that was before all that stuff was nerfed, Nick. For the last several years, cannons have been a meme. All of the Squire stuff is a meme. The Squire's most effective defense is without a doubt the Ballista in DD2. They weren't, though, Obi-Wan. They gave you a reason to farm. They made the loot special. Before the shards came into the game and they were passives on gear, that was what you did. That was why you played the game. You farmed loot. And that's what you did in DD1. You farmed loot. That's what you do in DDA. You farm loot. In DDE, you farm loot. In DD2, you don't farm loot. You grind a number on a screen. And you go, oh, my EP just got one bigger. And that's it. That's the main flaws with DD2. It's why nobody plays it. It sucks. I love that game. I wish that it wasn't that way, but it's that way, you know? I want shiny loot, you know? I don't want to grind a number on a screen. I want to have that chance, the very next run I get, of getting an incredible piece that's completely game-changing for me. That's what I want. And that's what DD1 has, that's what DDE had, that's what DDA has. DD2 does not have that. I mean, that was the grind. It was all about Frosty Power back in the day. You guys that played a long time, you know about that. You all did your fair share of Life Root Forest. Life Root Forest is where the Frosty Power Staff dropped, and the goal, of course, was to get a perfect Frosty Power Staff, which was 50%. So you did Life Root Forest 6 billion times, and every time you were clenched up, puckering, just praying when you opened that chest at the end of the map that your super item would be there. That's the thrill that Dungeon Defenders 1 offered, that DD2 does not now. DD2 had it, and they lost it because it doesn't make money. And it's all about the monetization with DD2, you know? Well, I mean, Explosive Poison was obviously broken back then. And it didn't make money to fix it, and that's why it stayed so long. You gotta remember that everything in DD2 was controlled by a finance company in a free-to-play game, which means it was controlled by the dollar. It was controlled by what the game is going to make, you know? I love the game, don't get me wrong. It's just, the reason I love the game is the reason I'm so harsh about the game, is because I wanted it to be so much different, and it's just not, and never will be. So, I mean, now DDA is the game. It's the game that's in development. Well, DD2 is full of microtransactions, so they still generate money off of that. But there's no real support going for DD2. There's one employee working on it and keeping the servers updated, or keeping the servers alive costs like 2 fuzzballs and, you know, an old dryer sheet to keep the servers turned on. It's like no cost at all. And DDA is a retail product, so the game sells, you know. They easily had to have made, I mean, we don't know the numbers because Xbox won't share those numbers with us like Steam does. Well, Steam doesn't share them either, but you can reverse engineer the numbers from the API, the Steam API. But looking at trueachievements.com and kind of guessing how many people played the game, DDA had to have made over $1 million on Xbox. Well, that keeps the company afloat for, what, at least a year, right? At a minimum. Yeah, new content's coming. There's one person working on it. That's all public knowledge. The new content is going to be old content that they had completed before and never fine-tuned it and released it. They've got one guy busting his ass trying to get all that done. So, I mean, just don't keep your expectations extremely low in DD2. And anything you get for DD2, be grateful. Don't expect a fixed game. That one guy is very passionate about Dungeon Defenders, so he busts his ass. It was a good hire. I mean, there's no way he's making as much as he's earning. I mean, the dude's killing himself, I'm sure. He's very, very passionate about the franchise. Anyway, I'm not going to turn this whole stream into bitching about DD2, y'all. So let's just completely forget about that. And let's talk about the future of Dungeon Defenders, which is Dungeon Defenders Awakened. And definitively not DD2. But this update right here, when it hits, it's a good update, man. If they can keep pace with this, the Blossom Tower is better, but it's still not good enough. I went through it last night. I set up a fusion set for it. And in my opinion, what it needs is to be able to shoot through walls. It's a goddamn laser anyway. It would make sense thematically if it could shoot through walls. If they made it so it shot through walls like the DST, it would be a pretty decent tower. But right now, they need to do one of two things. They either need to make it shoot through walls, or they need to make it pierce enemies without being corrupt. Right now, you have to be corrupt for it to pierce enemies, which means you have to play the Warden actively. So they could either make it pierce enemies without going corrupt, or make it shoot through walls like the DST, and it would be a pretty dang good tower to use. But right now, it falls into the same path as the other single target towers, and that is, it's got massive line of sight issues. Every little thing blocks it. This little point right here will block it. You know, every little thing out there will block it. So they can make it shoot through those things, or make it pierce enemies, in my opinion. Obviously, they're not looking for our opinions. They're looking for our testing. I mean, they want our feedback, but they don't want our suggestions. No company does. People, a lot of times people misunderstand that for testing and think that they're game designers all of a sudden. Oh, you dead. Oh, that poor guy. I didn't even get to look at him. Good Lord. All right, I feel like I'm going to have to upgrade these. I don't have any mana. That's all right. We'll get it. We'll get it. Feels bad to be a boss. Yeah, it does, huh? It's so funny watching it go, though. I mean, this one's not going to burn near as fast, but it's probably going to have 5 billion health or something ridiculous like that. It'll have some redonkulous health. The question is will it be burned before the mobs overtake the lane? Because remember, when everything's targeting the boss, nothing's targeting the ground enemies, and they do move super fast. So they're going to be rushing the core. So doing something like this all broken. 3.8 bill? Fair enough. Doing something like this is all broken, you have to be able to burn through that much health. 3.8 billion is a lot of health, you know. You got to be able to burn through that before the enemies get to the core. That's the struggle. But, I mean, it's doing pretty good right now. Wrecking it up. I want to get that one upgraded all the way. So crazy. Just ripping through it. I think that would make, I mean, obviously the Dryad's completely buggy as hell right now, or the Warden. But I think what would make the Warden more fun to play is if the cooldown on that seed, the right click, if the cooldown on it was reduced, and the mushrooms seem like the cooldown on them, 20 seconds is way too long. It doesn't have a cooldown counter for your right click. It looks like it's like 3 or 4 seconds maybe. The cooldown on the right click, the seed, should be completely removed, in my opinion. Well, no, it's still RNG is RNG, but it has a higher top potential. Remember, it's a game of collecting. It's Dungeon Defenders games minus DD2 are a game of farming rare loot. So it's all about collecting. So the high-end potential is way, way higher, but the low-end potential is still there. So you'll still get trash loot. It's just you have the chance of getting something way, way better. So you will see the junk as well. Almost wondering if I should stack any fortify on this root. It's not like DD2. If the root gets killed, you don't have a little grace period where you can run over and repair it to get it placed back. If it gets killed, it straight destroys all your wisps. All right, here goes. See if this guy's gonna get wrecked. He's getting wrecked. The enemies are coming though. Is he gonna get wrecked prior to the enemies making it to the core is the question. We got a kobold. Come on, die already. Oh no. And it's over. I lose. So yeah, not enough there. Yeah, the root gets, if the root gets touched, it gets destroyed. Turbo. So yeah, big fail there. Ew. Not enough gas traps, maybe. Need to control the enemies more to give the boss time to get dead. Let's try it again. How many gas traps you using, Aramir? Or how are you controlling the enemies long enough? You did triple aura and the wisp in between the two cores? That's the way I did it the first time, too. Seems like that might be a better plan. Gives the enemies much more CC time. Let's try that. I was hoping I could get away with only one buff beam, but not so much. Well, the bugged wisp aren't doing it because I was using nothing but the bugged wisps. If it would have been a proper build. I've completed all of the bonus waves using the old DST builds. I've also completed a bunch of them with sludge launchers. Like a few of them, the DST builds didn't work. Deeper Well. The Deeper Well bonus wave, the ogres have an insane amount of health. Like the ogres have as much health as like a normal mode wave 25 Demon Lord. Or almost. Maybe that's exaggerating. They got a lot of goddamn health. I'll leave it at that. And DSTs weren't enough. And I did those with the easiest way to do it seemed to be sludge launchers, which are really, really incredible. You think they have more now? Oof. Oof. What's that leave me? 57. So we need We need the roots. I have to give them some reflex, I think. 380 mil each. Sounds about right. No one knows a date yet. Snatty. I would guess at least a month would be my guess, at a minimum. Alright, I think I might sell one and put in some reflex so the tree doesn't get wrecked. It's been a long time. I'm not gonna lie there, Shade of the Past. It has been a long, long time. We got Orcs Must Die 3 coming up soon, which is going to hold chromatic to a higher standard, which is a good thing. Having companies held to a higher standard, ain't nothing wrong with that, right? The problem one of the problems Dungeon Defenders 2 has faced is they haven't had a real competitor in a long time. So not having a real competitor means you do what you want. You set the standard, you know. But yeah, Orcs Must Die 3 will make chromatic step it up a notch, and then when chromatic steps it up a notch, it'll make the OMD3 people step it up a notch. And they've got a new project in the works too that they haven't announced yet, and I'm super stoked to hear what it is. They said they're going to add DLC to OMD3 throughout 2021. Which means I would guess every few months we'll get a DLC for OMD3. And then they're going to be working on their new project. Well, I mean, you figure the PTR is going to run for 2 or 3 weeks, Nick. At least. And then it's going to take them another 2 weeks or whatever. Orcs Must Die 3 is fucking glorious, Blade. It will be far better than... I mean, I don't want to say it'll be better, but it is glorious. I mean, you can play it on Stadia right now, and that's not the version we're going to get. There's all kinds of new stuff coming on the Steam, Xbox, PlayStation launch. Plus, it's launching on Steam, Xbox, PlayStation on the same day. That's how you launch a game right there. So there's a million things that they're doing very, very, very right in Orcs Must Die 3. And there's not a whole lot they're doing wrong. From what I've seen, anyway. I mean, for God's sakes, we had a 40-day notice on the launch date. 40 days. Crazy. Well, nah, the dev streams were hype building. If people took it at that... The problem was there's so many people in the chat saying, oh, it'll be here next week, it'll be here next week, when it was clearly not even remotely realistic that it would be there the next week. That's the problem that the dev streams had. That, and it's just historical value. Chromatic never tells us anything. You know, since they've, as Chromatic and as Trendy, since they've never told us anything, and then all of a sudden they're going to start showing us things that are upcoming. Everybody gets it in their head that it's right around the corner, because historically they would not tell us shit until 5 days before, 3 days before, 3 minutes before, you know? So that's just, we're going to have to learn to adjust that they're trying to be a better company. So I support them. Kudos to them for trying to be a better company. Same thing with them being honest about I think that's super fair, Doug. I mean, that's super, super fair. I think that's a very realistic guess. No, the problem is they dropped all the hype. There's things that they had that they don't want to, that they're coming that they haven't shown us yet. I mean, they could have done another dev stream just going through the passives that are available in the PTR right now. That wouldn't have hurt anything. That would have been an entire dev stream full of hype right there, you know? So, they're new. Well, first off, not only are they new, they got engineers doing their marketing. I mean, I love Phil to death, don't get me wrong. Kudos to him for stepping up, but he's a gameplay engineer. He is not the who should be the face of community interaction. You know, he should be engineering the game. Play-wise, it's actually quite bland, Tawny Man. They need to make a couple things to make it more fun. Like the seed that you drop, it's the version of the DDA's version of the DD2 stars. They've got like a 5-second cooldown, making it not a reliable source of damage. The mushrooms, 20-second cooldown. That's absurd. Well, the thing is they didn't show shit, is the thing. The passives that they showed were not actually showing anything. It was like, here's a very, very brief sample to show you what the system will look like. I mean, Chromatic is just not good at marketing. They've never been good at marketing. The last time they were good at marketing was when they had a marketing director that was a marketing guy. Now they just take random people and plug them into the marketing position. I think there's an actual marketing person in charge now, though. With actual marketing training and actually knows how to market and what marketing means and what it's all about. But like previously, it's like literally anyone who said, "Hey, I'll do it," they're the new marketing person. And it's been that way for what, 6 years? That's the thing too, is the Friday streams are not dev streams. I mean, you can call them a dev stream because they're devs and they're streaming. DD2 never had any real dev streams either. It was like, what, once or twice a year? And everything was either... well, Isom did a good job. Isom did the Friday Fun streams. He did good, but after Isom left and it was like the Lalta and Jose show, it was rarely worth watching at all. It was Lalta trying to get some interaction with the community out there, because at the time he was the community manager, and Jose, who had no part at all being on it, trying to hog as much camera time as he can. It was a very awkward looking thing. I mean, it looked like Lalta was going to just straight smack Jose many, many times, just because he wouldn't shut up and shoot over. No, Isom didn't have black hair. Isom was way, way back. Isom left for Warframe many, 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 many years ago. Right after Phil did, the marketing director that I was referring to. That was an actual marketing director. Isom was a really good community manager, though. He had, you know, I mean, he wasn't happy. You're not happy, you can't continue doing it. Doing something you're not happy with is just never going to lead to good results, you know? So, kudos for him for getting out and moving across the country and going to work for Warframe. Yeah, that was the Isom and Phil days, Quentin. Phil was the guy that used to do the talk. He used to do the speaking on all of the real, actual dev streams. Oh, Warframe is an incredible game, Nick. Warframe is without a doubt one of the best free-to-play games ever made. They've got a really, really awesome... You're thinking of Path of Exile, dude. Warframe doesn't have a bunch of currencies. Path of Exile is the one with all the crazy currencies. Warframe has got... I still swear to this day, it's the best player-friendly free-to-play game model of any free-to-play game ever made. When a player can straight up grind and earn the premium currency through the game, just like as if they busted out their credit card, that is like the shit. You couldn't ask for anything more in a free-to-play game. Well, I mean, you got time for all the stuff in Dungeon Defenders games. I mean, you make time for what you want to play. If you don't want to play it, if you don't like shooters, then yeah, that's understandable. But Warframe is an awesome game. Absolutely ridiculously good. Warframe's problem is being a free-to-play game, their content updates have to be adding new frames because that's how they pay the bills, right? They keep the company alive by adding new frames and adding new ways to do the same old things is never a win, in my opinion, anyway. See you, Mr. Mech Alicious. That did not go well for you. He didn't die near as fast with him down here. Maybe it's because all these reflects and everything. Not as many bees. Oh, the movement in Warframe is awesome. Absolutely. It's so fluid. And it's fun. You know, it doesn't take a whole lot to figure out. It just takes a little bit of practice, and like you can do all of the movements in the game. There is no pay to win aspect, and the farming is not near as bad as a Dungeon Defenders game, Brian. So I don't know. I mean, I played it right at launch, but I wasn't really into the shooter aspect of the game, so I didn't play it long when it was in beta. But I went back and played it many, many years later. It's awesome. I mean, it doesn't feel near as much of a grind as any Dungeon Defenders game. There's a lot of options. There's a lot of different things to do. And plus, there's zero pay to win because any single person that wants to put any time into the game can earn an enormous amount of currency just from doing things like fishing. You know, I'm living proof of that. 6,000 platinum I earned in one weekend when Fortuna launched. Now, obviously, that was an update window, and there was a lot of people buying and everything else. But I earned 6,000 platinum, which is, I mean, somebody do the math. That's like $300 in real life money, what it would cost to buy that. I earned that just through fishing. Now, granted, I like to fish, so I did do a hell of a lot of fishing, but I earned that for free in-game just by fishing and then spending a little time in my clan, sitting in my clan dojo trading with people. Oh, you don't like the art style? I think the art style is good in Warframe, but I mean, art style is all personal preference, you know? Warframe has got a great free-to-play model, though. They develop stuff that it doesn't address what people want to see. That's above, that's beyond chromatic, Aramir. They tried to do those communities in DD2, and it was a complete train wreck and a complete joke. I think that's above their pay grade. That's not... It's the electric car. God dang it. Where's the fusion? Or it's at the cap. I'm gonna say with a buff beam on it, it should be at the cap, right? Nah, this is testing reality. It's just testing with no non-disclosure agreement. All right, let's see if we can get it this time. May not be able to get it without starting earlier and letting those wisps build up a little bit more, which I'm not going to do that. I'll just do a proper build. I feel like I want to get out of the rocket range too. It's not burning very fast. Oof, I'm dead. Come on, burn already. Might get him this time. It all depends on those kobolds. But it's not burning super fast. Go, go, go! Nope. Well, I mean, not enough. I spent all of the mana. You know? I didn't not spend mana. Not enough juice. Most of them were upgraded all the way, it looks like. There's some other kind of interaction that's based off of speed or power or something like that that we just don't know what it is. And that's why people using the same build aren't having the same results. Oh, shit. I didn't want to redo it again. Pretty decent miner boots there, huh? If you've only played DD2, there's a strong chance that you won't like any of the other Dungeon Defenders games. DD2 is unique. Like I mentioned earlier, it's made by a different group of people. It's the same people, but different people in charge. They haven't put the builder pets into the PTR yet, max stacks, so there's no builder pets right now. On the live game, it's still rocks and giraffes. Playing on Xbox, your friend just recently got a rocket ship pet that shoots missiles. Yeah, that's in. It's a piece of shit, Cloud Demon. It's so cool, isn't it? But it's a complete piece of shit. Just forget it exists. Use it on somebody for memes. The damage output on it is practically non-existent. And supposedly they can roll with 3 projectiles, and no one has ever seen one. So the elusive 3 projectile rocket ship pet is just a piece of crap that looks super cool. So yeah, kind of a bummer. Pets are in need of something in DDA. The pets suck. All of the pets suck. There are no good. There was a period where there were really good damaging pets. That period has expired, and now everything is just kind of meh. Pets are like most commonly used as stat sticks. That's why I'm using a giraffe right now. Like, cats are good. Cats are going to give you double damage. Anything that does damage stinks, though. Let's drop on over to the big enchilada here. Lycan King bonus wave, wave 23. Yeah, DDA will be just like DD2 in that regard. It's the same game on every console. So it will be exactly the same as, you know, PC will be the same as Xbox, will be the same as Switch, will be the same as PlayStation. I think the laser robot's probably got good chances of coming back. I think it's got pretty good odds. Tell Chromatic that you want the laser robot back, because I know other people have said it too. So if enough people say give us laser robot back, there's pretty good chances they're going to throw it in, right? You would think, anyway. I think the seahorse is a given, Quentin. I don't think that they can... You can't not do the seahorse. It's like one of the most iconic damaging pets in Dungeon Defenders. So I just can't see them not doing the seahorse. Well, I mean, the Dragolich is never going to make it. They're never going to have a pet that gives you that. But you got a better version of the Dragolich, Doug, with the Propeller Cat. The Propeller Cat is as it's supposed to be in DDA, and unlike DD2. Remember, Dragolich isn't necessarily good in DD2, it's just the best of the crappy pets. That's never going to happen now because that requires money and relationships. I don't think there will be any of that. Did you guys see TF2 hit its all-time player high yesterday? What happened in TF2 that made a bunch of people go play it? It hit its all-time record player high yesterday. I used to play the shit out of TF2, but I haven't played it in a long time. Well, no, I just mean, I mean, that's all I use is a Dragolich, too, in DD2. It's not by choice, it's because everything else sucks. You know, so is that my favorite pet in DD2? Of course it is. Why am I using it? Because everything else sucks. It's like you got what? Sparkle Party, Dragolich. You know, if you want a nuke pet, you can do like Gatto Fireworks. But, like, it just literally everything else is crap. Let's be honest here, y'all. You can't compare any pet in any Dungeon Defenders game to the pets in DD1. The pets in DD1 are ridiculous. They're so good. Best pets in the franchise. Period. No comparison. Like, not even in the same conversation. I may not need a big buff beam here. Let's see how much DU I'm able to spend. Leaves me 13, so I can just go with 1. Point it that way. Yeah, that'll work. Did they actually affect gameplay in a positive way? Well, I mean, isn't that what you want there, Doug? Something that's going to affect your gameplay in a positive way? I mean, if it doesn't affect your gameplay in a positive way, then it's just a cosmetic, right? Which cosmetics are nice, but... Oh, I know. I am quite aware. I am quite aware there, Doug. You know, it's getting so hot up here, my computer shut off yesterday. It's never happened before. My brand new computer that I just got, it shut down yesterday to CPU overheating. I need a better cooler on it. The cooler that that Cyber Power PC put on it or whatever is not good enough. But yeah, straight up shut down. I'm feeling it now. It feels really hot. I don't want it to happen during a stream, of course, you know. But it's hotter than shit, man. Maybe I need to go in and manually adjust all the fans up higher. It's probably on some kind of energy saving mode or something by default. But yeah, it's going to hit the all-time record high in Spokane, Washington. Is like 106 degrees Fahrenheit. Tuesday, it's supposed to hit 112 or 111 or something like that. And then every day next week, it's supposed to be over 106. And that's the all-time high. No, it's not a stock cooler, but it's not water-cooled either. Like, my old PC is water-cooled, and I never, ever had a problem, ever, with the CPU overheating. And it was even overclocked. But it was an Intel. Is that the difference? Any of you guys use AMD processors? I'm using an AMD right now. My first one. I mean, it's... You know, it's done pretty good, to be honest. Nah, it's not humid, but you got to remember that nobody around here has AC because it's not, it never gets real hot. I mean, just, it's super rare for it to be really hot, so none of the homes here have AC in them. We actually ordered one of those little portable air conditioners, but it's not going to be here until after the heat wave, which sucks. And I went looking for one last night. And, like, you know, everybody panics when you know that there's some kind of extreme temperature coming. We went looking last night, and, like, you go into, yeah, but you're sitting in front of an air conditioner, Quicksilver. I'm sitting in a room right now with a fan blowing on me. There's a big-ass difference. I'm outside, essentially. I mean, I lived in Vegas. I've lived in Houston. You know, I've been in hot areas before, but a hot area with AC is not a hot area. It's a hot area with AC, you know. I mean, I literally got a big ass fan just blowing on me right now. I had to install a new noise gate for live streaming because this fan is so noisy and I got it just blasted me. And it's not even here yet. It's supposed to be like 15 degrees hotter next week. Like, oof. This is a bug, obviously. Summit, you gotta wait for the last mob to time out. It never comes out. The Warden is kind of broken OP right now, Max. So we don't have a clean, a real clean description of what the Warden's going to be. Right now, it's completely busted. It will without a doubt get adjusted. It will have, it'll be adjusted many times. I mean, they're going to update the PTR throughout the course of it running. There will be an update at a minimum at least every week. So things will get adjusted up and down multiple times before this is all over and launches. I do like the way the wisps shoot all around the map. I do think that's super cool. I'm hoping that they don't change that. They get really nice range scaling with upgrades, similar to like the Apprentice Towers. The Apprentice Towers get a big bonus from upgrading. The Wisps do as well, and I'm hoping that remains, because they do look really cool. Zapping around, blasting everything. And the deal here with the Wisps is after you down the dragon, they're staying attached to the dragon. So after you shoot the dragon down once, the Wisps are just going to stay on them. Oh, that's crazy, isn't it? That big building that just collapsed in Florida. So there's like 150 people missing. Depends on what you want to do there, Arthur. If you want more raw damage, then you want a cat. Those are from Alchemical Labs. If you want more uptime on your abilities, like if you're playing, say, a Boost Monk, or if you want 100% uptime on your Adrenaline Rush on your Apprentice, then you want a Genie. And the Genies you want to get from Throne Room. I mean, the Genie drops from Ramparts, but you'll get a higher quality one from Throne Room. So basically depends on what you want to do, if you're playing in a group, etc. You got a 365 cat? Damn. I got some good cats. I don't think I have one that high, though. You don't want to do that at all, Arthur. There's nothing super viable. It's just a meme. That was a thing that people did many updates ago that was nerfed into the ground. With the Squire, it's all about keeping the mana for your spin move, because your spin move is the most powerful move you have. The whole block and let the pet do all the damage thing is just a meme now. It's never going to be as effective as actually DPSing. I mean, if you insist on doing it anyway, I would probably use a Steam Robot. There's a good one is going to come from Alch Labs. A crappy one's going to come from Lava Mines. So, I mean, if you just insist on playing that way, you could probably get away with it. But I would use the Steam Robot personally. The Rogue is really good. I mean, the Huntress is a straight DPS hero. It does great. But the Rogue is super good. I mean, the Huntress isn't the king of DPS right now, though. In the live game. But is still very good. Very viable. Because it's fun, Michelle, and I want to check out what's coming. If it wasn't for this test server, I wouldn't be playing a Dungeon Defenders game right now. I'd be playing something else. The test servers will be up for several weeks. It's only been up for a week now. The entire PTR test will run for at least 3 weeks, I would think, at a minimum. And it's been up for a week. So it's going to be at least 2 more weeks. But yeah, I'm planning to have a good time and to see what's coming, not to farm gear. Like I said, if this test server wasn't here right now, I'd be playing Dark Alliance probably. Because I have nothing to farm on the live account. They said by the end of the year, Arthur, but the Switch is up next. It's gonna be soon. They're already past the initial certification where they're in the back and forth stage where Switch says, Nintendo says you must change this, this, and that. Chromatic changes it and resubmits it. They're at that stage. So it's relatively close. Of course, they're being safe and only giving us the date, the end of the year. So we don't know exactly when. Same as any other game mode. If you want an easy progression through, then you do the first 2 maps on campaign, then you switch over to Ancient Mine Survival and get yourself some gear, and then you go back and clear the rest of the maps. That would be the same as breaking into any new tier. That would be the easiest way to do it. So if you're looking for just an easy, smooth transition with no struggle, that's what you want to do. But you got to learn the new mechanics. You know, Massacre is all about countering enemies, you know. So you want to make sure you have multiple elements on every lane. Never use a weapon with poison damage on it. Just because of how the mechanics of Massacre works in the mob immunities. But if you go through, do the first 2 maps, and then do Ancient Mine Survival, do it as far as you can, re-equip all the shiny new gear, and go back to campaign, you're going to completely face roll it all the way through. Crashed last night on Wave 16 Massacre. Yeah, they're still working on optimization. They're Cloud9, they'll get it, but it's a Dungeon Defenders game. What more can I say? I hate to be rude to the crummies like that, but let's be honest. They don't have a game that runs well. Out of any of their games ever in history, none of them run well. I think part of it is the nature of the beast. They want a game with bright colors and flashy shit going everywhere, with a bazillion individually controlled AIs and a bunch of towers individually being controlled and doing their own damage. It's just a resource hog. I think that's part of the problem. You look at the difference between like an Orcs Must Die game. Orcs Must Die games, the traps all fire really slow. Shoot, man, I'm gonna completely miss him here too. Come on, dude, stop. God, really? Now he's gonna meme me and go back and forth, isn't he? Yeah, he is. I'm gonna miss him again. Oh, or no, I got him. Thank God. Jesus. Orcs Must Die games are way better games. Dungeon Defenders games offer more playtime. So if you're looking for quality of game and not hours played, Orcs Must Die games blow the Dungeon Defenders games away. If you're looking for a game that you can play for a really, really long time and has lots of play value for your dollar spent, Dungeon Defenders would win that fight all day. That's an easy decision right there. Before the end of the year, Crimfanto is all they've said. It's like the biggest thing Orcs Must Die could do to complete directly with Dungeon Defenders is add loot. If Orcs Must Die had loot, it would offer so many more hours of play. You're betting September for Switch release? I think it'll be here earlier than that. Well, I mean, guess track. The wisps are completely broken, Doug. We already know that. That's going to be easy peasy using wisps in anything. Remember, what failed on Throne Room was the Lycan King bonus wave. That's the hardest difficulty in the game. So, I mean, the broken wisps not being able to get it done there for me, I don't exactly feel bad about that. It's literally the hardest thing to do in the entire game. You can do every map now at the hardest difficulty. That part of the game aspect I think is super cool. It's supposed to have cross saves. I don't think cross-platform play will ever happen. I mean, it might. But, I mean, right now they're floundering with even getting cross saves implemented, so... It's supposed to have cross saves. Cross-play? That's never going to happen. Let's be real. They need to get the cross-save thing kicked into gear, though. They've been promising it for years. And then now all of a sudden it's a challenge where for the last several years in discussion, it's going to be so easy peasy to get this in, you know? And now they can't seem to make it happen. Alright, let me give myself a head start on the running this time. Oh. If he goes the other way, I'll be able to make it to that one before he gets here, I think. Nope, he's gonna behave and go the right way. Get him, Wisps! Get him! Bam! The game is already released. It's $29.99 is full retail price. It's on sale right now on Steam. Part of the Steam summer sale for $20. Alright, come on, polearm. Be a good one. I wish it would quit giving me these goddamn dragons. The last bunch of times I've done it, it's given me a dragon pet. And we already know they're trash. That's pretty decent. Ooh, trash tier accessory. It's not a terrible guard helm either. Oh, now we're talking. Sadly, not the passives I want on it. Infinity Bracers. Transcendent Infinity Bracers. That's good stuff. Let's see, and I think the other polearm dropped down here. Yeah, there it is. Holy shitballs. And it dropped for the damn Warden. God dang it. That's not what I want. Man, that's a really good one. But if you see the passive, Enraging Spores, then again, it's only got Vitality and Ability too. It doesn't have all three stats, so... So that one's a do-over. Well, I mean, don't expect any game will ever hand you a broken version of the game for testing and expect any of your progress to save in any game ever, Arthur. It's not a realistic expectation by any means whatsoever. I mean, it just doesn't happen that way. It's just not how it works, you know. 389. Double Edge does seem like crap there, Nitroband. The right answer there is ignore all melee heroes until they fix the damage that enemies do properly, I think. Because enemies hit way too hard to have melee, you know? Crimpfento, thank you so much for subscribing. Metro Flow, thank you as well. Appreciate it, y'all. Syrian Marksman. I still haven't gotten an offhand with that passive on it for the Warden, even though I've been playing the Warden the whole time. They said by the end of the year, their thoughts. The problem with fusion damage is they made a shitty choice with the Sirens in Massacre. They had to put fusion damage in or something like it. So I don't think they handicapped themselves at all. I think that having Sirens and the whole Siren mechanic with making enemies permanently immune to an element was an awful design decision. And I think fusion damage is what they put in to counterbalance what was an awful design decision instead of just changing the original design anyway. That would sum up the last decade of Dungeon Defenders games. Not just fusion damage. Why were shards implemented in the game? Shards were implemented in the game as a way to make money. Why were mods implemented in the game? Mods were implemented in the game because everybody hated the counters that they added into the game. The player base dropped through the floor. People hated Onslaught. That's why mods were added. Chromatic doesn't go back and fix bad design decisions. They throw band-aids on top of them. That's trendy and Chromatic. It's always been that way. The only reason Dungeon Defenders 1 came out so perfect is because the community development team got a hold of it and fixed the game. Something wrong with multiplayer XP? I don't know. There's something wrong with mob scaling on the PTR, Matthias. That's why I'm not playing in a group. Well, the XP is based off of the achievements. I would unlock. I wouldn't necessarily upgrade Lance. I would unlock things personally. Find the weapon that you like the best. Like Orcs Must Die 2, I'm a Vampire Gauntlets Wind Belt kind of guy. But that's me. That's just how I enjoy playing it. It's based off of the wave achievements, like those things that pop up that say like untouchable, stuff like that. The person that's AFK that joins your group and doesn't do anything is getting achievements for not being hit, getting achievements for not building any defenses. He's getting achievements for hero damage only. He's earning a lot of achievements. The right answer there is don't play in shit groups. If you hit escape and right click, you can kick that person. If you just join up public groups, count on getting leeches. That's just public matchmaking in video games, sadly. But yeah, right now in the PTR, the XP or the health scaling of mobs is kind of absurd. So it's just not worth playing in a group. I mean, I'm sure we'll get some group matches down by the end of it, just to prove that it can be done. But like the scaling is way, way, way off. Right, I'm running out of inventory space again, huh? Infinity bracers. No one's got mana restore. I mean, I don't want either of those passives. God, man, that is an incredible pole arm. I'm just going to put that right on my Warden here. What's up, man? I'm getting all the good pole arms are dropping with the Warden stats on it. I want one for my monk. I need the monkaliciousness. And I need an Enraging Spores offhand. I think it'll be at least a month, maybe longer. You have a 357 pole arm? I think I had one that was even higher than that, that only had 2 stats. Actually, that one's only got 2 stats. This one's better. That one's trash. In Dungeon Defenders Awaken, you never should have only looked at upgrades. Everyone did it anyway. But the hidden item power in the game is based off of all things, not just upgrades. So, yeah, just going off of upgrades was never a good idea. Now, weapons, you dump everything into the damage stat, so weapons are a little different. But with, like, armor, you never, ever wanted to look at just the amount of upgrades it had. But people that don't know do it anyway. All right, where to? Where to? I want to do some more bonus waves. I don't know what to do, though. Let's see. I'll do a non-cheese bonus wave on Endless Spires, because I still need that. You'll see that although it's still quite doable with the old DST builds, the ogres push, man. They're healthy, healthy, healthy. The mobs push, period, in the bonus wave. But I'll do the same old DST build that I usually always do on this map. So we'll go with an Ensnare and Electric Aura and a Gas Trap. Throw a couple of ups on the Electric. And then get a buff beam down. We'll throw a few ups on it. They're probably all on the Dungeon Defenders 1 wiki, Matthias, but there's no list of them for DDA, no. I would imagine they're all listed out on the DD1 wiki. They're all the same as for DD1. The bonus wave is the new mechanic that's coming. Rebel. It allows you to play any map in the game at the highest possible difficulty level once you clear the highest possible difficulty level. So the bonus waves are all tied to a boss fight. And depending on the highest tier boss that you've done, you're able to do that bonus wave. And what that does is, since it's all targeted farming for the loot, is it gives you the option to farm, you know, say you're looking for a guard boots or whatever, you know, whatever the example is, you can go to that specific map and play it at the highest difficulty, and that way your reward chance is at the highest difficulty as well. It's an awesome mechanic. It's probably the best design decision that they're bringing into episode 1, in my opinion. So this is my normal old DST spammer build for this map. And, you know, of course, going through 23, 24, and 25, it's going to be the same as it always is, right? Because those maps, or those waves haven't changed. But on the bonus wave, let me make sure I got a speedy. On the bonus wave, the enemies are going to be the real deal. Yeah, the bonus waves are just, it's a really good choice. I mean, they made a good design choice there. I mean, it answered the problem directly. Like, everybody was complaining Okay, well, I need the fusion gear that drops from Deeper Well, yet Deeper Well drops trash loot. So the fusion gear that I'm going to get from Deeper Well is going to be trash fusion gear, but I have to have it. The easiest survival map in every tier is Ancient Mines, Matthias. Zero doubts whatsoever. Easiest by a long, long, long shot. What's going on there, Augie? Come for the golden corgis? Oh, we've got no golden corgis around here, Augie. We only go with juicy fruit pets around this place. My God, it is so hot here today. I don't see how you all live down in Florida. Don't go outside. Outside is evil. That big ball of fire in the sky will burn you. So yeah, anyway, like I said, you'll see the same old wave 23, 24, and 25. But then we're going to have the bonus wave. What's up, Sickle? You just moved to Florida? It's 75 there? Good Lord, how on earth is it 75 in Florida and it's almost 100 in Washington? That's just wrong. Wrong. On my phone right now, of course it's on the phone, but on my phone right now it says that it's 99. You got AC in Florida? That's fair. That's fair. I got a big ass wind machine fan that I was overcharged for at Walmart. Does that qualify? After you're capable of clearing mines, Arthur, if you want better loot, you have to clear survivals. The best loot comes in the last wave. Yeah, but we don't have AC, Nitro. Turn your AC off and then tell me about it. Anyway, the best loot comes from the last wave. So as soon as you're able to clear the last wave, then you want to step up to a higher map. The most people would choose from Ancient Mines would choose either Royal Gardens or Prom. If you go to Prom or Royal Gardens, South Carolina is hotter in the summer than in Gainesville. I've lived in some hot-ass places, but now I'm just spoiled rotten. I mean, I've lived in Vegas. I've lived in Houston. Houston was miserable. Vegas was miserable, but there was no reason to go outside. The only thing outside is a big-ass desert. So even though it was miserable outside, you had no reason to go out there, right? But, the last 5 years, I've lived on the Washington coast, where it never goes below freezing. It never goes above, say, 75 degrees. And it's just super, super mild all year long. And the downside to it is almost every day through the winter it rains. And that was the downside. Like literally every single day it would rain all day. So it was super, super mild. Here, the big benefit I got here is I do live within like 5 minutes of each lake. No, we didn't get snow. Or you don't get snow over by the coast, Matthias. We'll get snow here this winter where I live now. But we didn't get snow over by the coast. It would snow like an inch maybe every 4 or 5 years, and everybody would freak out. Oh my God, it's snowing. And like by 10 a.m. it was all melted off. But yeah, you put yourself in that climate where it never gets really cold and it never gets really hot, and you turn into a big old wimp really quick, kind of like me. And that's exactly what happened to me, is now I am just pure, must-have perfect temperatures at all times. I can't do it. I can't do it with the heat. That's why I'm not using the webcam today, for those that are just joining. It's too hot. I'm just soaked. I'm literally soaking wet. Oh, I love snow personally. I like to snow ski. The wife likes to snow ski. We are snow people. Shit, we lived in Tahoe before we moved to Washington, and we had the real deal for snow there. You'd go to bed and wake up and you'd have, you know, literally 4 feet on your deck from a storm every night. That was awesome. Loved it, loved it, loved it. But I like to ski, you know. I've tried to, Augie. I suck, man, with I've tried to animate it using Blender, but I just don't know what I'm doing, you know. I do really well with things in Photoshop, but when it comes to actual animation of the objects that you're editing, I'm just terrible with it. Well, snow is nice if you don't have to drive anywhere, but additionally, when you live in those snowy areas, you got a vehicle capable of driving in it, you know? Because I'm crying because it's so damn hot today, Sickle. So I'm just whining about the heat, and this is nothing, man. The real heat's coming in a few days. It's going to be terrible. I may not even stream Monday or Tuesday because of it. Tuesday, it's supposed to hit 112 Fahrenheit here. 112 with no AC. Picture that. And like I said, everybody panicked around here, so you can't go buy an AC anywhere. You can't. I mean, we tried last night to go buy a little small air conditioner. They're all sold out. Oh, but yeah, anyway, that's the benefit I have. The hot tub stream reminded me of that, is I do live directly in between two really, really nice lakes to go swimming in that are both, if I go east, it's 5 minutes away. If I go west, it's 5 minutes away. So I've got a big lake directly east and directly west of me. So there will be some dipping in the lake time going on. Oh, they sell them, but nobody that can get them here. We've actually got one coming, but it's not going to be here until after this big heat wave comes. So we'll be fine for the rest of the summer. But nobody that can get it to you quickly. I was hoping that they had some at this Amazon. There's a big Amazon, what do they call it? They're like their big warehouse or whatever. There's a really big one, like right down the road. I was hoping that they had them there, because then you always get everything either the same day or next day. It's weird. It catches you off guard when you order something from Amazon at like 10 in the morning, and there's an Amazon delivery guy at your front door at noon. 2 hours later, it's like, what? What the hell is this? What kind of magic and voodoo you got going on here? You know? But yeah. We had that with something. I don't remember what it was. Literally ordered it at 10 in the morning, and it was here 2 hours later. See, that's perfect to me, Auto. I love that 65 to 70 degree Fahrenheit range. What would that be? Like 19 to 21 Celsius, something like that? To me, that is like perfect. But, I mean, to some people, that's cold, you know? My mother-in-law, she's lived down in Cabo for the last 25 years. And she's living here with us, and, like, she's freezing to death all the time. And, like, you know, I'm opening windows, and she's going and turning on her heating blanket on her bed to go to bed at night. So yeah, it's all what you get used to, you know. The whole thing is if you get cold, it's so much easier to get warm. You can put on warm clothes. If you get hot, you can only take off so much before people start calling the police. You know, what can you do when it's too hot? There's no easy clothing related decision there. Oh shit, I never put the gas traps down. I'm going to want that for the bonus wave for sure. I just looked up and realized I got 6 DU left. Oh, she is. I mean, Cabo, it's hot as shit. You know, it never gets cold in Cabo. Go to the tub. Oh, I'm going to be taking, like... It's supposed to gradually get hotter. Like, today it's going to get over 100. Tomorrow it's supposed to get up to, like, 103, 104. Monday is, like, 107. And then Tuesday's the big day. For the gas traps, yeah. Well, I don't only go range, but range, rate, and fort is my main priority. I only upgrade range on gas traps, my gas trap huntress. Yeah, anyway, like Monday, Tuesday, it's going to be 1 or 2 trips to the lake and 1 or 2 showers of freezing cold water every day, I think. Going to be rough. I am worried about my PC, though. I need a better cooler. This, like I said, the one that Cyber Power PC sent me is, with this computer they built, is not spectacular. Yeah. I mean, for fusion defenses, you have to have a different hero for every defense. You can't do multiple fusion defenses on one hero. Your cat from Discord. Fantastic. I'm Juicebags from Discord. Now that we know each other. Get everything upgraded. That ogre went up those stairs pretty far. He dead? Alright, he's dead. Yeah, I know what you mean, man. I know what you mean. It's not rocket science there, Sickle. Nemo's Kraken. I don't know. There's been an imposter running around, though. Somebody is running around in DD2 town scamming people. I've gotten 2 messages about some guy, and it's like I haven't launched DD2 up in 2 weeks, other than to collect the daily login reward. So, it's not me. If you see me in town in DD2, you know it's me in town. Oh, it's been a blast, doggy. I think the bonus waves are a glorious thing. I mean, I'm more motivated to test and give more feedback because I'm able to do it while I'm live streaming. I mean, obviously it's got its bugs, but what PTR doesn't, you know, that's what the whole purpose of the PTR is. So, I mean, I'm good with the bugs. The new maps, you know, obviously Foundries and Forges is kind of a legendary map in the Dungeon Defenders world. But the Keep was a super fun challenge to figure out how to beat it. I mean, I literally, like, people were saying, "Oh my God, how did you beat the Keep already?" It's, you know, like, I was the second person, as far as I know, to be able to complete it. Aramir beat it first, and then I beat it second. But it was super fun. And, you know, like, people threw in the, how did you beat the hardest map in there already? It's too easy. And they're leaving out the part of, I stayed up for 20 hours straight, 2 days in a row, grinding the same map over and over again to figure it out. So, I mean, you don't do that unless you're really enjoying what the hell you're doing, you know? So it's a lot of fun figuring those little challenges out. But the Keep was awesome. The bonus wave things, I just think, is one of the smartest design decisions that has been made in any Dungeon Defenders game in quite a while. I think they're a really good thing. Anyway, so now we got the bonus wave, this thing I keep talking about. See, hold G to start the bonus wave. So the deal here is I am going to get gear quality of the highest map in the game, which is the Keep. But I'm also going to have enemy levels from the Keep, which means I'm going to have the hardest enemies in the game as well. And it's quite challenging. Just the trash mobs will push through by the end. Like that far lane over there, if I don't spray into it the whole time, just those trash mobs will push all the way through that aura, all the way through that gas trap. And then when the ogres come in, it's going to depend on how many trash mobs are left. Shoot, I shot the siren. Yeah, there's multiplayer. Every Dungeon Defenders game has multiplayer. No Dungeon Defenders games without multiplayer. Emus, what's up, man? Long time no see. Welcome, welcome. All right, here we go. Here comes a fatty. 2 of them. I think the trash mobs were burned out enough where it won't be an issue. Yeah, we got those 2 down. The ogres are thick. Thick. No, there's never been a Dungeon Defenders game ever released with no multiplayer sickle. So that's not true in any way, shape, or form. No Dungeon Defenders game ever. We're looking at the patch stuff since saw I was live. Nice. It's awesome, man. That was the first thing I asked. When I found out that there was going to be a PTR or a test build going up, the very first thing I asked was, is there a non-disclosure agreement? And I was told no. It was like, hell yeah. So yeah, I have been and will be streaming the test build as long as it's up. It's been a lot of fun. Anxious to see the changes that come throughout. I mean, that was one of the fun aspects for me too with Dungeon Defenders 2, playing it for so long, is I've seen the game in so many forms, you know? Yeah, it's on Xbox. It'll be on PlayStation by the end of the year, they said. And it'll be on Switch long before that. It'll be on the Switch pretty soon, I think. You started the game up for the first time in almost a year the other day. There's been a lot of changes to it. This update that's coming, Hemus, is going to be really good. It's just a good update. It's going to answer a lot of the complaints we had about, or just players in general had about Rift mode. And then it's ads on top of it. So definitely good stuff, no doubt. I think I want to go back and try Throne Room one more time. I don't feel like adding more wisps would be the answer there. I don't know. There's some kind of factor into this buggy wisp thing that we all are unaware of. Because like I'm doing the same thing everybody else is doing, and some people are getting insane results. Stuck sirens. Yeah, well, stuck sirens on almost every map right now. I just been chillaxing it out. I guess I can go kill it. That is one of the consistencies with every action defense game, I think, is there will always be some sort of stuck mobs in a 3D tower defense game. Like every game always has it. I mean, they get them cleaned up, but it always has it at the beginning. All right, let's see what we get. We got crappy gloves there. Crappy head. Wow. Now, if it was defense rate and power as the secondary, or as the passives, That would be an awesome, awesome piece right there, but it's not. See what else we got. Kind of a crap tier roll. And we didn't get any good accessories there. Pretty good minor piece. And another ridiculous Monkey King. So good. I'm going to play with that one for a minute and see how it's performing. Nothing good in the accessory department. Let's check our giraffe. Crap tier giraffe too. That's alright. Because it's all about getting certified on the platform. PlayStation's the hardest to get along with. Alright, what do we want to test it with? We want to test it on the monk. Let me see. See, you can't upgrade their speed. Damaging pet. Well, I mean, they've already said that pets are going to be getting a pass in the update, which they haven't gotten to yet. So this is going to be crap. Attacking once every 2 seconds. Not attacking at all. Well, there it went. Wow. Such poo. Not even seeing the damage tick anymore. That's the fusion damage tick from my aura right there. Oh, there it was, 900,000. Yeah, pets are gonna need some work, no doubt. I don't really have a preference. I love all the Dungeon Defenders games, Sickle. That's like asking a father with 3 kids who's their favorite kid. Don't expect me to ever give you a pick one of my 3 children. People have been asking me that for years, and it's a question that's you're never going to get an answer to other than I like all the games. I like little Susie, but boy, little Jimmy, that guy's an asshole. You know, you're just never going to hear a parent say that. You know? Same thing. No, I only have 1 kid. And 1 was enough for me. Kids are irritating as hell. So 1, I drew the line. The wife actually asked if we wanted to have another kid, and I said nope. And she was good with it too, so it all worked out. All right, let's see. Now, have I gotten any upgrades? What I was trying to farm today was some better DST upgrades. Have I gotten anything? Let's see. Let's get rid of all of this non-fusion gear. Yeah, I can assure you there, Brian, that is not the case. Can't equip any transmogs. You have to have them unlocked to equip them, Peter, which means you have to have found them already. Assuming you already know that. But yeah, you just go through. But yeah, if they're grayed out, then that means you don't have them unlocked. If you're on the PTR, there's some bugginess going with transmogs. So some characters I can't put anything on, and others having another of the exact same type I can. Like the Apprentice was one of them, I think. Let me see. Where's Pews? I think it was Pews. We go to Pews here. I can't equip any transmog items, and it's an Apprentice. If I go to my very next Apprentice over, I can do whatever I want. So it's a PTR bug. You have to select a transmog profile. Could you make that any less intuitive, Phil? Oh, there we go. There should be a default, for God's sakes. What if you don't want to save the profile? What if you just want to play around? You got to make a profile that's called Play Around? I guess so. I mean, having profiles is good, so I'll just shut up. I won't complain. Oh, Phil's here. Trash the corgi. Don't let him say it. God dang, I almost got away with it. You can't let Phil know that you used the corgi. Here, Phil. Take that. Yeah, the interface has gotten a bit of treatment here. Nobody tell Phil I was using the corgi. Shh. Just keep it between us. But now that Phil's here, let's go break something. Let's go do another Lycan King Demon Lord and completely explode the game. You hate you can't see your stats on the main page? Well, I mean, it's right there. But yeah, I hear you. I mean, you got to click once, but I think the new interface, the amount of information they're giving us is nice. But yeah, I hear you. You just want to hit I and see your stats. But I do like that they've given us additional information. Well, I mean, comparisons are something that we'll get. I'm assuming that's a bug in the PTR, Donnie. They're not going to take something out from the live game. They're not going to remove a feature from the live game. You know? You wouldn't think. Unless it's a feature that's breaking things. Not overlap. Let's go there. We'll get our buff beam in. We'll get gassy here. We'll get gassy there. And we'll get gassy, say, right here. And then we got 64 left. Take it easy there, Sickle. Requires Roots of Purity. Okay, well, let me go ahead and place that then. Where did I put it before? I put it over here. We break into Demon Lord, Phil. And that leaves me 3. And we'll just go ahead and use it right here. Or actually, I put 2 here by mistake, didn't I? What's up, best hero? Oh, you will see some redonkulousness here if you're not already aware of it there, best hero. Dim bees. Dim bees. Yeah, these wisps are beast. And it sucks too, man, because we know they're going to get nerfed because they're way, way too powerful and buggy in their current form. And I'm hoping the nerf bat doesn't swing too hard. Or I'm hoping the nerf bat doesn't swing so hard that it's not usable. There is no trap versus tower thing really in DDA. They're all defenses. Wisps can take damage, if that's what you're asking. But it's not like DD2. The only thing bust is when they kill enemies while in Wrath mode. Their normal mode is fine. Well, I better stay in Wrath mode then, huh, Phil? We better keep that Wrath mode flowing. Hell, maybe I need to get a genie to keep Wrath mode up, or or some mana regen gear. Give me more Wrath mode, please. You can actually sustain it pretty well if you don't sit on your ass. The hard part is not sitting on your ass. Yeah, that was a 22 million. Like I said, they're broken. They're gonna get smacked down. Zero doubts. 100% for certain. Maybe that was my problem on Throne Room. Maybe I need to keep Wrath up. I got the mana restore going everywhere now. That's why I'm able to keep the mana up, but I didn't realize it was just Wrath form. It's a shame her damage sucks so bad. I don't know. It's just the cooldown needs to be reduced on like these shrooms. The damage is just non-existent from her, really, it seems like. No, I've got the mana return passive running on my accessories. So whenever I kill an enemy here, I'm getting a little chunk of mana back. But I have to kill it. I can't let the defense kill it. Jesus, man. Damage output is god awful. There we go. 24 mil on the shrooms is just... It would be great if the cooldown was 2-3 seconds. Having a 20-second cooldown on him is just way too much. Plus, you can get mana back by popping your seed down, which is the DDA version of the Dryad Stars from DD2. Rogue Day is going to be coming up soon here, y'all. Going to play the Rogue all day long. Try to master the abilities. I'm going to have to change my key bindings around a little bit, as the Rogue has got some wonkiness with his devices and the controls. After clearing Rifted Glitter. Oh, I can rebind those now, so that was already changed. All right, nice, nice. I'll have to get back in there and dig around that. Right now, Hemus, remember that when this update hits, you're going to want to literally replace everything you have. So if you're pretty comfortable now doing the survival maps on Massacre, Rifted Massacre, then you're going to be fine for the update when the update hits, you know. It's called Special Hero Ability 1 through 5. So the rogue is special? Is that what you're saying, Phil? The rogue is special in Phil's heart. That's what he's saying. I'm pretty sure of it. Well, I didn't mean special in a bad way in any way there, Phil. I just meant special to you. Well, I mean, I hate to call it right out like this, but I got a feeling that the mana return passives may be a little bit buggy. Because I don't think I'm supposed to be able to do this. I mean, this is going to make the rogue beast if I can stack this much mana return on the rogue. Now I've got mana return on every accessory right now. Well, I mean, I'm fine with it. I should have, I mean, but it's just not very, it's not very chromatic-like of you, Phil, to allow a player to do something that's super fun. You know the rule. It was at the top of your contract. No fun allowed. That's the rule. Well, the spin uses a lot more mana than keeping corrupt form up, you know? There we go. It's finally dipping back down now. All right, let's see if some shrooms can get the job done here. I mean, if it didn't have this 20-second cooldown, it would be super fun. It would be fine the way it is if it didn't have this 20-second cooldown, but that's just too damn long. That's way too long. Oof. Let me just run away until I get my juice back. Give me the juice! Well, we don't know what's happening with pets yet. The pet portion of the update isn't in yet, so it's hard to say. I mean, if you don't want to, I would say play the PTR for 30 minutes at least and do the survey. That way you get those wings. I would suggest everyone do that. In fact, Phil, I'm going to be pestering you later for a higher resolution version of those wings other than what you posted on the forums. I'm hoping you can give me a better picture. Because people are going to want it, you know? Everybody's going to ask. As soon as the PTR is over and the update launches, everybody's going to be like, where do you get the wings? Oh, man, what do you mean I can't get them now? Yeah, go get your goddamn wings, right? So log into the PTR, play it for 30 minutes, at least, and then go get wings. And when the update launches, you'll have the wings. Well, I mean, I'm assuming they will probably do something for the Xbox, maybe? I don't know. Well, the update itself is completely badass, or Cool 23. I mean, the individual changes that happen on a update-to-update basis are, you know, those are going to be constant throughout the PTR, so don't expect anything to stay the same until it's over, you know? But you're too lazy? Well, laziness is not an excuse for anything, Best Hero, for anything. I'm gonna shroom you. You girls are about to get shroomed. Plink. I wish they would have just unlocked them on the PTR. That way we could look at them and see what they look like, you know? We're getting it as a reward for playing on the PTR. I don't know. Maybe it's something to do with how the account unlocks work or whatever. I got no problems with the attack speed nerf. I'm glad that they were honest and told us what's up, instead of making up some bullshit story, you know? I got no problem with it. I got no problem with it 100% because it was an honest answer. Those that, I mean, a lot of the newcomers to the game or to the franchise or people that haven't played a Dungeon Defenders game in a decade don't have the last 7 or 8 years of salt packed on like people like myself do. So getting a straightforward answer like that on what was like a complete breath of fresh air, you know? I mean, Lalta could have said anything. He could have said, you know, we're going to make it so every defense only attacks once every 18 seconds. And here's the reason. And while giving an honest reason that makes perfect sense, I would have praised him for it, you know. Just because I've got so many years of that salt pack going on now. The salt pack is thick. Maybe the wings are crap. Well, they've showed pictures of the wings. The wings look cool. That's so funny, though. I mean, that mushroom does good damage. It's fine for what it's doing. The problem is that long cooldown. I mean, the stars, you drop stars in DD2. It wrecks, you know? But you can spam them. I mean, you could quickly run out of things to do on the Dryad other than just swing your weapon. And that's one of the main problems I see as far as a DPS hero goes. As far as the fun factor of a DPS hero, anyway. Wow. That just popped. Holy shit. That was 545.4 million health, y'all. Well, let's check out the 3 billion variety. But broken bug is broken bug. Enjoy it while it's there if you guys are on the PTR. Don't worry, next week we'll find a new bug. We'll break some other shit. That's the whole point of the PTR, though. You didn't see 545 million health just completely evaporate, like before the mob model of the enemy even loaded in? The broken bug is the wisps are doing enormous damage. You saw that 110, 106 million, one hit? That's completely broken. No, it's the wisps. It's not the mushrooms. The mushrooms damage is fine. The mushrooms suck because they have a 20-second cooldown. Yeah, these wisps are completely annihilating. Annihilation! You approve of the current state of the wisps? I mean, I hope that they don't get nerfed in too hard. I mean, we know that the nerf bat is swinging because that's just not right. but I'm just hoping it doesn't swing too hard. The nerf bat swung too hard on the LTs. You fixed the bug there, Chromies, but you turned it back into the same boring tower it is on live. And made it so it's just going to be meme worthy, and that's it. Oof, better get some heals here. Oh, what the hell? God dang it. Oh, am I still... Or no, I'm not alive. How am I healing? Ah, I started healing and I was dead. That's alright, I'll respawn for the boss. I think I may have just lost all of my stacks of damage, though. Which means I'm not going to be able to kill the boss. This is a lose. The enemies move super, super fast. Or are you talking about your movement? It's a visual bug in a test build there, Pool 23. Yeah, the LTs from DD1. I mean, if they want to keep the damage as it is in DDA, they got to make it like the LTs from DD1. And that, when you look at the tooltip, it says that it is chaining. But the chain range is so ridiculously low. It's like if a mob is 10 paces away, it's not going to chain to it. It's terrible. So, I mean, that would be one of the other fixes. Either give it a big damage buff or make it chain like it says it's chaining. You look on the tooltip and it says it's going to hit like 130 mobs or whatever. And then 20 mobs, 50 mobs roll out and it hits 3. You know? It's... The chaining is definitely screwed. So I'm thinking this is going to straight be a loss, because I can't switch to a real hero. A real DPS hero now. And I think that my busted broken damage reset. So I'm not positive, but I believe this will be a big fat loss. Bill hit the kill juice bags button. He's like, you gonna do meme builds? Or, no, it still worked. I guess the damage scaling doesn't go away when you die. Ah, yeah. Poor guy. Bad days. Bad days. Alright, what do we got? Not concerned about the weapons. There's the prop cat. We got a rock. Oh, it's a POS rock. I can't out rock Aramir quite yet. Pretty good minor gloves. Range and power. I would rather have power and rate, but that's not bad. I still don't have that. I'm wondering if that offhand drops. Has anyone seen it? The Enraging Spores offhand? Plagued Assault. I just haven't seen it yet. 10% move speed brooch. Kind of a low roll. We'll pass on that one. God, that was ridiculous. Alright, let's try another throne room now, I guess. At some point, DD2's got another update coming. Just realized DD2 is no longer a game that's really getting active development, so feel grateful when any update at all comes. Keep your expectations low and you will not be disappointed. Inspired Assault. They're all Inspired Assault, huh? Plagued Assault. What's that one? Increase your damage while using poison weapons by 50%. That's interesting. DDE update when? DDE got its final update. I wish we would have been able to download our save files for DDE. It wasn't a bad game. It just wasn't DD1. And people wanted DD1, right? But yeah, I would love to be able to have our save files from DDE. All right, let's try the throne room again. There's been no updates to any of the pets yet. Cool 23. So yeah, pets will get an update pass before this launches. None of the pets have been updated yet. No, it's not rumor. I'm telling you right now. The pet update hasn't come yet. The pet changes that are part of this update has not come yet. So this update will not launch until that's in. Cracked Disc, thank you so much for subscribing. I mean, it's part of this update. It's part of episode 1. You know, the changes. It's just not all the changes are done yet, is the thing. This is such an old update, an old name. I like the theme of it. I mean, I see nothing wrong. Ooh, shoot, man. That's going to lead to some problems. I accidentally put that profile on my lightning tower. Luckily for me, lightning towers are trash right now, so I'm not going to be using it anyway. My favorite pet from DD1 was without a doubt the CDT edition of the dice pet, but that's part of that is just because of me. You know, I've worked in a casino most of my life on a craps table, so I mean the dice pet is just a thing of glory. Right. Go and throw a buff beam up here too, why not? Gassy, gassy, gassy. And then, dem bees, dem bees. Slightly more. That's a huge update, man. Four new maps and 2 new heroes on every new episode content. We know there's going to be at least 3. That's 12 new maps and 6 new heroes from the base game. That's huge. I mean, I'm extremely stoked with the amount of content they're going to put in. That's why I think it's really important for the game modes, like the tests thing, to be something that's worth replaying. And that's going to add tons of replay value in. The current state of DDA is not in a bad way. This is the thing. The way you say it in such a derogatory term, the current state of DDA is not in a bad place. What's wrong with it? It needs more maps. Yup, it's a brand new basic game that launched. You know what? You know how many maps DD2 had when I started playing it? The first time I played it? It had 3 maps. 3. Oh, okay. Well, I hear you then. Maybe I just misunderstood you. I mean, there's easily 1,000 hours of play in DDA if you want to, if you're the min-maxing type. That's pretty good for a video game in 2021. You could just do the regular old DST build and beat that one, just so. 6 DSTs in the back, 1 R stack, gas traps on every lane. We'll smoke that bad boy. Smoked. But yeah, I'll do it if you want to see it. I love that map. I never have a problem with redoing that one. Oh man, I hope so too. One True Dragon. That would be awesome. That will be awesome for sure. He's breezing through Nightmare and is disappointed. Well, I mean, I don't know what to tell you, because he'll make up the only person that breezed through Nightmare. Tell him, grats, he gets a trophy. I mean, everybody else had a little bit of a challenge, you know. But you got to realize, too, DD1 is got a decade of development from not only the official development team, but a community development team on top of it. Comparing the two games side by side is kind of a joke. I mean, if you want to do that, then you need to wait a decade. You know, wait 10 years until this game is completely done. Maybe they'll turn it over to a community development team again. You know? Well, I mean, that's just, you know, whatever. It's just not even going to talk about your friend anymore, because he just seems like he's not looking at it with an open mind and a fair perspective in any way. Now, granted, I'll give him this. Everybody out there that thinks DDA is a remake, it's pretty damn fair, because they keep putting the same shit in every game. So, I mean, anyone who doesn't know any better is going to think it's a remake, no matter what they tell us, because it's the same stuff. Quit giving us the same damn maps. I love the maps. Yeah, great. Yay, I want to see Aquanos come back to DDA. On the same note, I don't want to see another goddamn old map. I want to see all new shit. It's one department that Orcs Must Die completely trumps Dungeon Defenders in. They don't give you regurgitated shit over and over and over and over again. A lot of people don't even know it. DD2, 25% of the maps in DD2 are remakes. 25% of all the maps. I mean, how many times do we have to do Unholy Catacombs, for God's sakes? Well, I mean, there's the issue. Dungeon Defenders fans are very, very passionate about their games. People that are big, big, big fans of Dungeon Defenders games are very, very passionate about them. And they all have a preference, and they're all stubborn as fuck and refuse to look at anything else with an open mind regarding the game. DD2 players are the same way. Hardcore DD1 fans are the same way. There's so few that completely loved one game and can look at the other with an open mind. I mean, there's a few, but there's very, very few, you know. You recently picked up DDE? How'd you do that? It's been off the market for ages. When they took the server down, I thought they took it down where you couldn't purchase it anymore. I guess not. Oh, you already had it. You just started playing it. That's fair. What's my damage getting up to here now? Not high enough. Not high enough. Needs more damage. That's why I never dipped back into DDE. I know a bunch of people restarted their save files, but I'm not going to do that. It's an old-ass game. And, I mean, if I was going to do that, I would restart in DD1. I wouldn't restart in DDE, you know? DDE is exactly what they told us it was. Before DDE launched, ISOM told us exactly what it was. It was a way for them to test the Playverse system that they created while still earning a little bit of money to support the development of DD2. That's what it was. Straight up. It was a paid beta test of the Playverse system. Well, because it was an online game. It was testing the servers for DD2. Well, I mean, it's still used in DD2 right now. It's just nobody else bought it. I think. I don't know. I mean, maybe somebody else bought it. I mean, they don't even put their name on it. You know, it's got the Nom Nom Games thing. It's an illegitimate... It's an illegitimate child. When you're not even willing to claim it as your own, that is what DDE is. Alright, so the throne room boss should just get completely wrecked. Yeah, the trinkets were cool. I mean, there was aspects that I enjoyed the whole no speed cap on archers in DDE. I mean, it was completely broken, but it was fun as hell, you know? It was definitely really fun. Oops, I missed. Oh, cobalted to the face. Yeah, I mean, it's all a matter of how much time you have, you know? I put a lot of time into games, so... several hundred hours is nothing. But... we're all different. We all have different amounts of time we're willing to dedicate to gaming, you know? Or are able to dedicate to gaming. I think DDA may end up surpassing my hours in DD1, though. I'm at what? 1,772 hours played in DDA right now. And in DD1, I think I had like 2,000 on my main account, and I've got like 900 on my alt account. So I think DDA may end up surpassing DD1 as far as hours played for me. Gonna be a long stretch from DD2 though. I played that way too damn long. Alright, so this first boss should just pop. Yeah, he just popped. The next one here for the bonus wave. Shit, man, I died again. God dang it. Should go a little bit slower. I gotta quit getting cobalted. Getting cobalted in the face never is any good. I mean, are we even gonna survive the bonus wave is the question with me not being alive and corrupt. Guess we'll see. We will see. Oh, man, nah, man, you get in as much time as you can, you know? I mean, not everybody wants to play games a million hours a week. Some people want to have a life as well, you know? It's a visual bug. The bonus wave is wave 26. It's just being played at the difficulty of the Lichen King map, the Keep. So my guess is that might be an internal Unreal number. Looks like we're gonna survive it though. Well, if you go into a map that has lichens, you add one DST pointed in each direction, and it's back to Easy Fest again. In no world should you ever spam one thing. This is for memes, what I'm doing right here, right now. It's not because I think it's good. It's just memeing around, you know? You know bees don't attack lichens. So you throw a DST down, lichens are dead. You know? One DST to each lane completely covers all lichens on the map. So, yeah, the bees are still completely broken easy mode. 100%. Just gotta use your head, you know? But yeah, spamming one defense is never, ever, ever going to be the way to play any map in its most optimal form, even with a broken defense like bees. Them bees. Come on, mobs, all of you die, please. Would you please just die? It's because the thrown kobolds are bugged and will blow up midair. That's another bug. A rifted kobold that's being thrown by an ogre will sometimes blow up before hitting any point. And of course, the whole deal with rifted kobolds is they have an increased explosion radius, so they hit everything in the immediate area. Nah, everybody's been raging about it. Yeah, you got to beat the map. So the map has to be beaten, or you get no bonus wave. I mean, technically, you got to beat the boss, which we don't have the boss yet, but they unlocked it for us just for beating the map instead. Ooh, another kobold. I don't want to die. There we go. We got the W that time. Alright, so we'll do a quick non-B Magus Quarter somebody was asking for, and then I am going to take a little break. Call it a day here. What do we got? A yellow Ramster can. Boo. Crappy Ancient Piece. It's not a terrible polearm, but not good either. Thundering Assault. They're part of the boss fight. Chromatic came out and told us that the stuff is part of the boss fight. Which I'm assuming we won't see in the PTR. I don't think they're going to give us the boss. Let us farm on the boss. It'll be some little puzzle element to the boss fight. Let's see. Clear up some room. Another junkie monkey. A junkie monkey. Trash. More trash. That one's actually not bad, but doesn't have all three stats, so that's trash. Thundering Assault. Now what is Thundering Assault again? Okay, that one is lightning weapons. I'm not going to be using that either. Mana Restore. I should keep that just in case I need it. So I got enough for 30 inventory spots. I don't think so. I mean, if you're cheesing it, maybe. Oh, on the test maps. No, I think the The Demon Lord is like a 100% no-brainer. It takes nothing at all to beat that. All you have to do is understand the boss mechanics. If you understand the boss mechanics and what the boss does, that's an easy win. I would agree, though, that Throne Room is way harder than Summit. By many times. Way harder. Alright. So, we got Magus Quarters, Lycan King bonus wave, no bees. Yeah, just Throne Room's harder. I mean, that's the same thing. Everybody knows that. Everybody's been saying it. On the Rogue, I haven't logged onto my Rogue since the patch, so I don't even know. Let's see. Let's see now. 1.13 mil? Yeah, I'd say